When it comes to blood, gore, and just plain weird, sometimes Japan just takes the cake. It's a bright and sunny day, 2 school buses are taking high school girls on an outing. But when a sudden gust of wind blows by, the whole vibe changes. The wind slices the school bus in 2, and everyone on board is cut in half at the waist by the wind. Mitsuko bends down to pick up a pen, luckily dodging disaster. The school bus, due to inertia, slides for a bit before slowly stopping. Mitsuko is scared stiff. It takes her a while to snap out of it and realize she needs to escape. This evil wind is no joke. It can even slice through utility poles on the roadside. Mitsuko flees down the road, but the evil wind keeps chasing her. On the way, she meets 4 hikers and yells at them to get down quick. Unfortunately, it's too late. Mitsuko tackles one of the girls to the ground, saving her life. Not long after, a group of cyclists passes Mitsuko and her companion. To escape the deadly wind, Mitsuko runs into a forest. Unexpectedly, there are people killed by the evil wind here too. These girls, only their upper halves remaining, are from another school. Their bodies are gruesome, floating in the lake water, a truly terrifying sight. Mitsuko finds a clean school uniform on a tea tree branch and quickly changes. Afterwards, in a daze, she arrives at an all-girls high school. From the uniform, it's clear it's the school of the bodies in the forest. Everything here is normal. It seems no one knows what happened outside. The students warmly greet Mitsuko, but logically these people shouldn't know her. What's even more surprising for her is that her bestie Aki, who was sliced in half by the evil wind, is somehow alive. Aki, acting like nothing happened, asks Mitsuko, "Why's your hair wet?" So weird. Mitsuko is also confused. "This isn't our school. When did you start going to school here?" As they're talking, a gust of wind blows. Mitsuko instinctively ducks, but nothing happens. Her action, however, leaves Aki baffled. Mitsuko can't help but wonder, was everything that happened before just a dream? Mitsuko tells Aki about her experience. "I had a dream this morning. I dreamt that wind cut everyone in half, and the wind kept chasing me." Mitsuko points at the tree branches swaying in the wind outside, getting more scared as she speaks. Aki, however, is very calm. She opens the window and takes Mitsuko's hand to feel the wind outside. Again, nothing happens. Mitsuko's anxious heart finally settles. Looks like it really was a dream. Mitsuko seems to have amnesia. If it weren't for Aki, she wouldn't even know which class she's in. Besides Aki, there are 2 other girls in class close to Mitsuko. One is Luna. The other is Weirdo, because she always likes to do weird things. Her nickname is Weirdo. The 4 of them skip the first class in the morning and go to the forest to hear about Mitsuko's ordeal. Weirdo says that countless parallel universes exist in this world. Countless parallel universes mean countless possibilities. Your experience wasn't a dream. It really happened in some parallel universe. Then they notice blankets and pillows placed on dry leaves. Whether these things being there makes sense doesn't seem important. The 4 of them, just like on the school bus earlier, happily start a pillow fight. During this, Mitsuko's hand gets accidentally cut. Almost at the same time, she sees 2 girls standing not far away, one in a school uniform, one in a wedding dress. But in the blink of an eye, they both vanish without a trace. Weirdo picks up a feather from one of the pillows and tells Mitsuko, "The time it takes for this feather to fall from the air to the ground and where it lands are all predetermined. If you want to change the trajectory of fate, there's only one way. Do something you'd absolutely never normally do. Do it before you even realize you're doing it. Like suddenly screaming in the classroom, suddenly flipping a table in a room, or like suddenly jumping into the river right now." Seeing that the second class is about to start, the girls jog back to school. Watching Mitsuko leave, Weirdo says something profound again. Don't lose to the surreal. Even though life is always surreal. If you can't handle the surreal, then you've lost. In class, the homeroom teacher asks them what they did when they skipped a class. Aki doesn't tell the truth, but lies, saying she was a bit anemic. Hearing this, the teacher doesn't press further. Mitsuko notices a pillow on the floor, and just as she throws it to Aki, she hears the crackle of gunfire. Totally unexpected, the homeroom teacher, who was writing on the blackboard, suddenly goes berserk, pulls out a Gatling gun and sprays the whole class. Aki is riddled with bullets, deader than dead.
なんで授業をサボるの？授業をサボるなって言ったでしょ、みつこ！
In the nick of time, Weirdo and Luna rescue Mitsuko. The three hide in a lab, but it's not safe there either. Because apart from their homeroom teacher, all the teachers in the school seem to have gone crazy. To protect Mitsuko, Luna dies. And Weirdo, before dying, once again reminds Mitsuko to defeat the Surreal. The students who survived the gunfire sprint towards the school gate. Meanwhile, the teacher's gunfire becomes even more intense. A girl running alongside Mitsuko says, "Mitsuko, quick, think of something. What on earth is happening? Think hard. If you don't do something, we're all going to die." But as soon as she finishes speaking, the four girls who escaped the school with Mitsuko are collectively taken out by the evil wind. Mitsuko escapes to town and rushes into a police station to report it. Because she's so tired from running, she's gasping for breath and can't speak. She can only lead the police officer to the door and point in the direction the evil wind came from. The policewoman looks at Mitsuko for a while, then her eyes light up. "Aren't you Keiko? Why are you wearing a school uniform? Don't you recognize me?" "I'm Yuko." Mitsuko is dumbfounded again. What's going on? It's not until she sees herself in the mirror that she realizes her appearance has completely changed to someone else. From the policewoman, she learns they were classmates and are both 25 years old this year. Before Mitsuko can process all this, the policewoman adds that today is her wedding day, and she absolutely can't be late. With that, she pulls Mitsuko into the police car and takes her to the church. Here, Mitsuko sees Aki again. Although her appearance has changed, Aki still recognizes at a glance that this woman named Keiko is Mitsuko.
あんたはミツコでもありケイコでもあるの。今日はあんたの結婚式よ。ジタバタしないで。当てることはないから。
Hearing what Aki says, Mitsuko is even more confused. She wants to know what's happening, but Aki tells her she can't say yet. She tells Mitsuko not to make a sound. They're all watching. Who's watching? There are only the two of them in the room. Faced with Mitsuko's confusion, Aki seems to have something she can't quite say, indicating the time isn't right yet. Afterwards, Aki shows off some amazing fighting skills, killing the guests who enter. Even the policewoman is taken out with a kick. Under Aki's guidance, Mitsuko joins the fight. When it's over, Aki hands Mitsuko half a broken bottle, saying she needs to go elsewhere to prepare. The wedding ceremony officially begins. Mitsuko, holding the bottle, walks into the venue. At first, the guests are all normal. But then, suddenly these people who knows what got into them, one by one act like they're on drugs, not only screaming and shouting, but also randomly taking off their clothes. Even more shocking is the groom, who turns out to be a pig-headed man stuck in a coffin. Guests push in a huge cake, while urging Mitsuko to quickly kiss the groom. Of course, Mitsuko doesn't kiss him. Instead, she stabs the pig-headed man in the neck with the bottle. Mitsuko is in a frenzy, stabbing wildly at the guests who can't escape in time. In the chaos, Aki finds her and wants to lead Mitsuko away. But just then, the two teachers who bloodied the school suddenly transform into assassins, blocking the doorway. Fortunately, Mitsuko and Aki are skilled fighters, and after a few rounds they successfully take out the assassins. Running out onto the street, the two of them feel like something is following them. Aki tells Mitsuko to run ahead. She'll stay behind to cover. As Mitsuko runs, she encounters a girl waving at her. The girl is participating in a marathon. Mitsuko, confused, starts running with her. Switching to the other person's perspective, Mitsuko's appearance has actually changed again. Now she's an athlete named Izumi. Her companion tells her not to look back, to keep looking forward and run, and what one of the girls says next is quite thought-provoking. She asks Mitsuko, "You're not thinking about anything right now, are you? We're partners on the track field. We've been running together since before we even drank. You were faster than us even in elementary school. No wonder you got first place." Although Mitsuko has no memory of this, with her companion's encouragement, she seems to accept this setup and sprints hard towards the finish line. Soon, Mitsuko sees Weirdo, Luna, and Aki. Along with them come the assassins and the pig-headed man. Aki's group of 3 is responsible for luring away the assassins and the pig-headed man. Mitsuko climbs a slope to another section of the track. At the end of the track is an abandoned brick kiln. Here, Mitsuko meets a female student. She leads Mitsuko to a group of dead students. The girl smiles and says, "Can you just die? As long as you're in this world, everyone will die. Just die." The girl walks towards Mitsuko with a dagger, then pulls her hair, cursing, "It's all your fault. Everyone died. All because you exist." At the critical moment, it's still the tough and quiet Aki who takes out this aggressive girl with one move. Aki pulls Mitsuko through the crowd of corpses. These dead students just stand there motionless. They don't reanimate. As they're about to reach the exit, Aki makes Mitsuko repeat her own name over and over. Gradually, Mitsuko recovers her past memories and finally finds herself again, changing back to her original appearance. Once Mitsuko calms down, Aki holds out her hands, revealing wires embedded under her skin. Aki tells Mitsuko, "The world you're in now is completely fabricated. The only one who can get out is you, because you're the main character here. If you can't get out, you'll be trapped here and killed at will." The real exit needs to be created by Mitsuko. The method is simple and brutal. Tear Aki's body apart. Although Mitsuko can't bring herself to do it, in the end she listens to Aki. As the wires are pulled out, Aki's body is torn in half. Following the newly created passage, Mitsuko leaves the brick kiln. She passes through a back kitchen into an alley, where a group of shady-looking men are gathered. These men are staring intently at a game poster on the wall. It turns out the virtual world is a game. Apart from Mitsuko, everyone else is an NPC. Just then, a refined-looking man approaches. He asks Mitsuko, "Do you remember me? Can't you even remember my name? I didn't expect you to actually come here." The man tells Mitsuko, "This isn't like the old world you used to be in." Mitsuko doesn't understand, then blacks out and faints. When she opens her eyes again, she's back in that abandoned brick kiln. Lining the walls are girls dressed in school uniforms, wedding dresses, and marathon outfits. Clearly, these are all the people and looks Mitsuko encountered in the game. Inside the kiln, an old man with flowing white hair is playing a video game, and the images appearing on screen are exactly what Mitsuko experienced. What the old man says next leaves Mitsuko even more dumbfounded. "Don't you get it yet? You actually died back in the spring of 2034. I used DNA repair technology to create you and your friends. And, by the way, I also developed this real demon game." Mitsuko looks around and sees a group of people standing in a glass enclosure. It's her and her friends. The old man says the dream he couldn't achieve 150 years ago, he can finally realize today. After speaking, the man who appeared in the alley takes off all his clothes and lies on a bed. That's right, he's going to sleep with Mitsuko. The old man tells Mitsuko not to resist, because this is her destiny. If I'm not mistaken, the man is the perverted old man's younger body. Hearing it's destiny's arrangement, Mitsuko mechanically lies down on the bed. It looks like this is still happening inside the game. The so-called destiny's arrangement can be understood as the game's setting. Just as the man is about to make his move, Mitsuko suddenly remembers Weirdo's words. If you want to change fate, do something you wouldn't expect yourself to do. So Mitsuko suddenly fights back. She strangles the man, yelling, "Stop playing with us!" This unexpected turn of events startles the old man nearby. Mitsuko angrily rips open a pillow, and the scattered white feathers turn red like blood. The pillow is smashed against the man again and again, until he disappears. After dealing with the man, Mitsuko grabs the old man's cane and stabs herself in the stomach, ending her own life. At the same time, the Mitsukos in the 3 different scenarios all actively choose death. With this, Mitsuko has defeated the Surreal, and everyone in the game has avoided the fate of being slaughtered by the game's design, achieving redemption. At the end of the story, Mitsuko, who had fallen in the snow, gets up and runs. Whether she broke free from the game loop or it's the start of a new game is actually hard to tell. The film, released in 2015, has a novel concept, but the storytelling is rather confusing. It's hard to understand if Mitsuko ever made it to the real world. I think she didn't. The settings for the 3 game scenarios are all female-dominated worlds. The world she reached through the created exit wasn't the real world either, but a male-dominated world, the opposite of the female one. Ultimately, she's still in the game. At the end of the story, Mitsuko not killing the old man is likely because the old man is the system. If something happens to him, the whole game would crash. To put it simply, the whole story is about a geek who can't get the girl. So after she dies, he creates a game based on her, and tries to possess the goddess using his younger self to fulfill a dream that could no longer be realized in the real world. As for the NPCs who repeatedly help Mitsuko, whether it's because their consciousness awakened, or if that was part of their programming, it's also hard to give a definitive answer. Due to unclear concepts and quite a few logical loopholes, what the movie is actually about, everyone has a different take on it. But what's undeniable is that the film's presentation of violent aesthetics is outstanding. All right, that's all for today's story. See you next time.